Oh my God. Whew, Jacob. Jacob. Next time I call you in the woods. First, okay, Jacob, I just want to say, very funny. I respect the bit. Okay, you got me. You got me. All right. Next time I call you in the woods, don't try your best not to invoke any eldritch beings or fae or what have you. Oh my God. I have been trapped, okay, in the woods. Since the last episode. I mean, there's a camera here, so I'm assuming I've been gone. So has it been a full week? Is it now time for the next episode of
Keep your expectations low, I'll keep your spirits high. I don't have a lot of time, but what I got is fine. If you watch for a second, I'll tell you a joke. If you stay for a while, I might even smoke. Might not be as good as what I did before, but here we are now, it's the Cup of Dawn show.
is that? Okay, well, good news is my mic seems to have been unscathed. You'll notice I am wearing different clothes. It's a long story. I might get into the details at some point, but for now the important thing is I made it out, okay? I tunneled through the snow. I was able to identify the smell of Mountain Dew, so I assumed I was back home. I came up to the surface. You know, you saw. You were here apparently. You saw what happened. Bad news is I have no clue what happened to Spencer. I did lose him in the woods. I have not, I mean, I tunneled all the way back to my house through the snow. I don't know what happened to him. I have not seen him. Obviously, I haven't heard from him. My phone is long dead. But anyway, a lot of you maybe thought that was it, for the show. That's not the case. Although I am here to tell you that there is a finite amount of episodes of this show. And in terms of like where we are, like how close we are to getting to the end, we're pretty close. Okay, so you can start grieving now. You can start, like we're coming up to the end of this little project I've been doing. And we might not see Spencer Lane again, and he might not show up in another episode. Like there's that many left. Like he might not make it if he doesn't find his way back, or I guess I'll look for him. I just don't know. Like I'm weighing the options between looking for him and just making another clone. Making another clone, much more expensive, much more taxing, probably would take longer, but the next clone I make would probably come out better. So it'd probably be like a better version of him. Looking for him is the opposite. It'd be faster, easier, cheaper, but we're gonna be stuck with the same old Spencer Lane that we've had. Okay, so yeah, I'm sort of weighing the options, whether I just make a new clone or whether I want to tough it out into the cold wilderness and find him. But anyway, I'm gonna go back inside. So just yeah, see you. That's better. I got inside. I got nice and warmed up. I threw my flannel shirt on, and we're back now to this fantastic episode. You know, this episode, it might not be like, it might not stand out. I think people will remember it as the episode that came after the really cool Blair Witch Project episode. Like they'll be like, oh yeah, and then there was that episode after where he comes out of the snow. Like that's probably all it have. But I think it is fantastic just because I got to come inside and be warmed up and everything. And this will also be the first episode that has my new on air sign. Now from here, from what I can see of the little viewfinder there, I don't know if you can actually read it, but it says on air. And I think the issue is the I think it's just too bright, and it's like it has one button. It just has an on-off button. I can't like dim it or anything. I mean, if I turn it off, again, I can't really tell because the camera's way over there. I can't tell if that makes it any better. I'm gonna leave it on because we are on air. I noticed as soon as I turned it off, the dog started barking because he saw that the sign was off. He thought I wasn't filming anymore. So I'm gonna keep it on, so everyone knows. And anyway, I was just sitting here with Churro, of course, and like I said, I was frozen in ice for about a week. Until I crawled out, and all right, the sign's not working clearly because he's going off. Maybe it's not picking up on the mic. Let's just pretend like it's not gonna get, his barking's not gonna get picked up on the mic. Spencer, I have not heard from since the woods. I don't know if he made it out or what happened. So also I'm down a writer, okay? And trust me, I need all the help I can get. So, yeah, I mean, we've done 50. This is episode 50, is it not? Isn't this is, so like, we've done quite a lot of episodes here. And, so by this point, I mean, go to episode 50 of like your favorite show and see what sort of writing they were coming up with. And they probably had like a whole staff room of writers. Anyway, Churro's here, so you can probably piece together what's happening. I'm just gonna pull something out of my ass because, again, I had no time to think. So Churro, let's see. By the way, Churro met the dog today. The dog, Crypto and Churro met, and well, Churro was very polite, and I was just showing him around, and he was very polite. The dog, well, you can hear about how polite he is. Rank something. That's good content. That's pretty good. Rank something. Geez. Let me see. What should I rank? I don't know. Should I do like a joke ranking, like days of the week, or should I do a serious one? I'll do one of each. I am future Spencer, much like Time Crunch. I'm coming from the future to give you guys a message. Okay. You can tell I'm from the future. I have this top hat that I got. It's a future. It's from the past, but I'm coming to you now from the future. Okay, so here's my message to you. There's gonna be a big, like a light. There's gonna be a graphic that says, serious ranking. The serious ranking is I'm gonna rank the Weekend Update hosts. Okay, so if you want to skip to when I rank the Weekend Update hosts, scroll through your bar until you see in the like little thumbnail picture thing, like a graphic that's like, here comes the serious thing. Uh, yeah, okay. Now keep watching if you want to see the funny ranking, which is I rank the guests that we've had on the show. The things that happen to you and the I shouldn't say. All right. Goodbye. And I'll see you soon. Okay. In an embarrassingly long time, I have decided I'm going to rank guests that I've had on this show. So, going down the list, and I'm not going to do it in order. I'll just go through each one and say, like a letter grade ranking of them. If I forget a guess, they're automatically F tier. That's the rule. That's going to be the rule. And the embarrassing thing is I don't think there are any F tier guests, so they'll just be the only F tier guests as if I forget them. So anyway, I'm just going to go starting off. Obviously, he's been a guest in probably more episodes than anyone else. And like there's so many episodes of me just like the entire episode is just me talking to him, right? So obviously I'm talking about Churro. Churro is not really a guest though, he's more of a sidekick. But Churro gets I think B tier. I think B tier for Churro because a lot of times you bring some good ideas, sometimes you bring some bad ideas. So, Churro, my sidekick, my ass, you are, B tier, I think. But among donkeys, you're probably A tier, maybe S tier. Oh, I should have ranked donkeys. Damn. Well, now I'm too far in this one because there's like Donkey from Shrek. He would be probably A tier. Okay, I can't think of any other donkeys off the top of my head, so the PewDiePie donkey from the Minecraft. Anyway, I'm getting off track here. Spencer Lane obviously is who, Spencer Lane will be an A tier guest because he only has one S in his name. If he had two S's, he'd probably get to S tier just for that. But Spencer Lane, he has given me quite a lot of content over this past year, and he's gotten me out of a lot of jams. And wherever he is now, whatever frozen tundra he may find himself in, A tier guest. Well, you can't, dispute that. I mean, I guess you could, but you'd be kind of a dick. I would argue with you if I said, Spencer Lane's like an A tier guest, and you were gonna argue down like, oh, he's worse than that. I would argue with you. I'd be like, no, come on, he's good. Remember when he walked under the bag of chips? That was fantastic. It was out of the blue. No one expected that to happen. It just did. Okay. Let's see. Next guest. Let's talk about Jacob Lane. Jacob Lane, very close to my heart. I love that he has he has a homophone. Homophone? Is it homophone or hominin? Synonym is when it means the same. So hominin is when it sounds the same, or is it a homophone? I thought homophone is because I've heard homophone, but I've also feel like I've heard homonym. Anyway, it sounds the same and it's confusing, which is always funny to me. But Jacob, he's got that bad attitude. Like he always, every time he's on the show, he always seems like, like he's doing us a favor, you know, like it's like pulling teeth. Like I feel like I'm always getting, like I have to really try hard and like work to keep him, you know, with us and stuff. So Jacob, I think, is gonna be a B tier guest. Because I love his company. I love, how could you hate on Jacob? But you know, he's just, in terms of, you know, content and stuff, I mean, he's sort of a B tier. Um, Next, let's say, let's see, there was the it'll help if I just go through the episodes, right? We had the Isaiah episode. How good of a guest was Isaiah? Let's see, where would I rank Isaiah? He's a great actor, but unfortunately, I think he's a better actor than he is a guest, which you see that a lot when you watch late night television. A lot of times a great actor will go on, they'll talk to the host, and they just sort of you know, like they're a great actor, but just, you know, you put him on a hot mic, and which is weird because he was so good as Manny Turner, so you'd think that would transfer, like he could just his, you know, well, anyway. um I mean, he's not bad or nothing. I just, maybe he'll be our C. He'll be our first C, which is passing. C, that's fine. That's like, you know, that's like average. That's like an average. You know, he's just a cool guy to have on. He told us that fun anecdote about getting beat as a kid. That was sort of a Debbie Downer moment. And then there was the time that he didn't answer the phone. Yeah, you know what? Just, he's definitely C tier because that one time he was in Bible study. He didn't answer the phone, and he made me have to edit out his phone number because I was told by someone else. I won't name who, but I was told by somebody else, "Oh, you can't put his real number out there." Yeah. Anyway, see, Isaiah C tier. Let's do Griffin. Griffa. That's what Spencer would say if Spencer was, you know, not still lost in the woods. Griffin, I think. Griffin. He's a great sport. He loves being on the show. Um, and you know, another actor who's worked with me. I think Griffin might go up to a B tier. I think he had a little bit more tap for my tit. You know what I mean? Like he was able to give a little bit more when I would like serve him like a joke. He would usually be able to, you know, send it back my way. You know, he had a little bit, you know, making fun of Jack. We had the whole thing with the. Plus, I'm gonna give him B tier just because I feel so bad about the whole, you know, the whole pickle thing, which we didn't bring up the fact that, you know, Jack, he was obviously, obviously the pickle thing sort of faded out like we were sort of hoping it would. He stopped, you know, with that, but, and we'll get to him next. We'll rank him next. But anyway, so I just sort of feel bad. He's had a rough year, and yet even despite that, he managed to be such a good guest. Remember when we were on the boat? That was awesome. Of course, he wasn't a guest there. He was a guest. Oh, am I gonna have to rank all of them? I'm not ranking. I'm ranking like guest, like they were a guest on the show. I'm not gonna rank like the guest director, the guest host, like all them. I'm not. We've had too many of those, and they were all A tier. They were all A tier, so that's why. Anyway, so yeah, Griffin B tier. Jack. Now here's the thing. While Jack was not a great guest, while his behavior was aggressive, while, you know, with everything, he tried to indoctrinate people into his weird cult. It was funny, and it was a good bit. I enjoyed having him on, so I think that earns him a spot in the A tier just for being this funny guy that we could make fun of. And also remember the Thanksgiving episode? He was pretty funny in that. Remember the whole he wanted a what did he even say? Oh, Freebird. He wanted to give him Freebird, yeah. Yeah, he wanted to give him Freebird. Anyway, yeah, so he's A tier. He's A tier for that. And next, we'll say Charlie. Now, Charlie, I don't think Charlie has been. Well, I guess if we're counting that Thanksgiving, even though that was more like a documentary, I'll count that as a guest. I forget what I credited them as. I think I just said like people in this episode or something like that. But I'll rank Charlie. Just he's D tier. He is D tier. He's not as bad. Like he's not a total fail. Like to be an F, but he is a hostile guest. Like he will, like how you have like a hostile witness in a court case. He is a hostile guest. Like he will do whatever he can to try to distract me, mess me up. He lies. He defames me and stuff. Like when he's in videos, he'll just say things. When we're acting, when he's not a guest, when he's acting, he like tries to make us laugh and stuff. Um, and it's just, and he was sort of shifty. I mean, I remember a time when we were filming. The entire reason I sort of got into filming stuff with my cousins was because he quit. They were filming some. God, I can't even imagine what that film is going to be like if I didn't swoop in and save it. Okay, and this is again the back end of the video, so everyone they've all tuned out by now. But god damn, if I didn't swoop in, if Charlie didn't quit and I didn't replace him, man, they probably wouldn't even made it funny. It probably would have been like a serious thing. Anyway, but point is, I mean, he did quit in that one instance, and then later on, he was like, "Oh, I'll do the credits." When he saw how fun it was, he was like, "Oh wait, actually, I do want to be a part of this." So, yeah, Charlie's D tier guest, absolutely. Like if I was gonna have people say, like if I was talking to other talk show hosts and they were like, "Oh, should we have Charlie on?" I'd be like, "No, do not have to take Jack or Griffin, Spencer Lane, or myself." Honestly, like, do not have Charlie come on your show. He will destroy you. I mean, I'm a good interviewer. You give him to like Jimmy Fallon. You give him to like one of the jabronis that they let sit behind a desk these days. What passes for a host these days. They're done. They're donezo. You know what I mean? I mean, he would mess up like Sean Evans. Although let me tell you something, Sean Evans. This is between you and me, Churro. Sean Evans, I think he's looking for an out. These past few Hot Ones episodes that I've watched, he's not doing too great. He is not as strong as he once was. I think he's starting to. And Jenna Ortega is the first one that I remember this happening in. Now, there were other things. There were other aspects of the Jenna Ortega episode that maybe is the reason why it sticks out in my head, but mostly it's the fact that I remember that was the first episode I can remember that the guest did a better job. That like she tanked those wings, like she did not flinch at all. And Sean was like freaking out. He was sweating bullets. He was trying to drink stuff. Like she really became the host there. And then ever since that one, he's sort of been on this decline. Point is, I think even though he's a great interviewer, I think Charlie would mess him up somehow. Charlie would, I don't know, like sidetrack it. He would talk way too long on like on like a single question. All the wings would get cold. They'd have to come out and re-sauce them or something like that. Um, Anyway, who's next? Who else have I had as a guest? I feel like there's been more. We haven't had Noah. We haven't had Noah as a guest. Which, at this point, like, and again, this is between you and me, Shiro. I don't know how many more episodes of this I'm gonna be doing. Like we're on episode 50. I don't want to be like this is no life to be living. All right, you see how bad these are. Like I don't want to like come on. I think we're past the peak. I don't think we're getting like I don't know what the peak was. I would guess something Captain Owl related, but we're I know we're past it. Okay, like I'm just saying. My point being, I don't know if we're gonna get Noah on this show. Like I think this is gonna be a joke now where second talk show I've had, and once again Noah, a lover of talk shows. Noah, a friend of mine who we bonded over a late night talk show. Um, I think yet again another talk show he's not going to manage to be a guest on. So yeah, he has not been a guest. I'm really trying to think. Is that? I feel like maybe that's it. This thing keeps going out of focus. Is this? I wonder if the light is messing with the focus. It has my face in the square, like it knows where my face is, but it's just like I just keep looking. Every time I look at the viewfinder, I'm out of focus, and then I get refocused, which is not great. But anyway, here comes the serious thing. Yeah, on the show, what you're about to see is the serious ranking, not a joke, of the Weekend Update hosts. Okay. You will not see me again. Let's rank Weekend Update hosts. So I have the list, which I'm pretty sure I'd be able to get. I'd knock out like most of these. Like I would be able to if you like did trivia and you were like name every single host of Weekend Update. I think I could get probably like 80% of them. And yeah, but just, I have the list here. So I'm just going to go through. So this is going to be in chronological order. And I'm just, for each one, I'm going to give them a letter grade. All right, so obviously, first up, we have Chevy Chase. Okay, now Chevy Chase, he was good. He has one of the best Weekend Update jokes of all time, which is the, prostitution stamp. If you want to look at it's a quarter. Okay, I don't want to let a battery, so I'm going to do this kind of quick. Also, I feel like I've kind of. So Chevy Chase is going to be B tier. All right, solid. Actually, no. Chevy Chase is a solid A tier because he had to like sort of invent it. He had to invent the Weekend Update. He had to, he had to. No one. There was nothing before him. He had to sort of come up with what it was. Okay. Jane Curtin took over for him. Jane Curtin, she did an okay job. I'm gonna put Jane Curtin C tier. She was like okay. Now Jane Curtin and Buck Henry, when two people do it together, that should be like a separate ranking because some people are better. No, I'm gonna keep it separate. Even though they were together, Buck Henry gets his own ranking. Buck Henry, very forgettable. I feel like he didn't do much. Like I've seen episodes with him like him and Jane doing it together, but he didn't really do much. He was sort of, whatever. I'm gonna put him. I'm gonna put him in D tier. Okay, I'm gonna put him D tier. Jane Curtin and Dan. Okay, so now Dan Aykroyd did it. From 1977 to 1978, Dan Aykroyd did it. Dan Aykroyd, Jane, you ignorant slut. I just remembered he said that joke. He did you ignorant slut, and it was very funny. So Dan Aykroyd for making a joke that we still say a lot. It was in The Office for darn's sake. Okay, so for that alone, he's gonna be in B tier, and that's where he'll stay. Bill Murray went on from 1978 to 1980. Bill Murray is very funny, of course. Bill Murray is Big Bad Bill Murray. He's gonna be. I'll give him B tier as well. I'll give him B tier. And you know what though? I'm thinking of his Weekend Update. I feel like he wasn't that funny at Weekend Update. I like he's very funny. I love Bill Murray, but I feel like that just wasn't his strong suit. I'm gonna put him in C because I'm thinking of him and Jane Curtin. Jane Curtin's at C tier. She's like our C tier. I think he was on par with Jane, but I don't think he was like much funnier than her to B tier. You know, he wasn't at like Dan Aykroyd. You know, yeah. All right, Charles Rocket. Um, uh, Apparently 1980 to 1981. See, this is one of the people that I would not have been able to like get. He's in the 20% I would have gotten wrong. I've never heard of this guy. He did it for a year. Um, I'm gonna put him in F tier, just because D. Who did I put in D tier? Didn't I put someone in D tier? Oh, I put Buck Henry. I put Buck Henry in D tier, but like at least I remember Buck Henry. I've never even heard of this guy, Charles Rocket. All the Charles Rocket fans are gonna be in my comments section now. Whatever, I can take it. Okay, I can take it. Charles Rocket, F tier. Gail Mathias, also F tier. I do not remember her. I don't know. So yeah, then we go to season 7. Brian Doyle Murray, who is yeah, his brother is Bill Murray. So Brian Murray was also there, and him and Mary Gross, um, so yeah, they did it. Maria Gross is also F tier. I've never seen her again. If I have not seen them, like if I haven't seen a YouTube short, any clips of them being hilarious, I'm gonna just put them in F tier for being not memorable, okay, or being on SNL during like a good year that I went back and rewatched it. Brian Doyle Murray, I'm gonna put in D tier, sort of as like a formality, because I have seen clips of him and he was funny, but again, just not really. You know, he's like that other guy. All right, then let's see. No one else. Christine Ebersole was there. Looked like she only did a few weeks. F tier as well. I just don't know her. Brad Hall. Oh, I have seen him. I have seen Brad Hall. Okay, so D tier. Yeah, he'll be D tier. Um, Don Rickles. Don Rickles. Is this right? They did it. Okay, they did it. They did it for one episode. They don't count. It looks like during season 9 they had a bunch of people host it. Like every episode was like a different host. So I'm not. I'm not doing that. I'm not going. They don't count. I mean, like people who did it. Okay. Okay. Once again, lots of people I'm seeing here doing single episodes. In season 10 as well. Looks like they did the same thing. So, all right, here we go. Now we have more stable hosts. Dennis Miller. That's what I say about Dennis Miller. Meh, he's okay. C tier. Dennis Miller, C tier. Now, Kevin Nealon. Here's the thing about Kevin Nealon. When I was watching, recently I started rewatching SNL from 1990 to present day. I'm in 2002 right now, so I have watched every single episode of SNL from 1990 to 2002. I've watched every single episode. Granted, Peacock, for whatever reason, and I don't blame Peacock, it's NBC, for some reason has cut out large portions of these episodes. Some of them like don't even have the monologue in them, which is a very important part, or like they don't even have the opening. So I haven't seen every single like bit, but I've seen them. Kevin Nealon, when I watched it, I thought I would have put him in D tier, but then I saw him on Norm's podcast, and he was very funny. In terms of podcast guests, if I was ranking that, he'd be B tier. But then I went back and watched some of his old bits, and I decided he would be more like a C tier. So Kevin Nealon gets in on C tier. Norm Macdonald, S tier. I love Norm Macdonald. Maybe this is unfair because I don't know for sure that he was better than Chevy Chase at it. Like maybe if we're ranking them objectively, like his jokes. But he's just an S tier because he didn't care. He would bomb on purpose. He didn't care. But yeah, S tier Norm Macdonald. Colin Quinn, C tier. Okay. The camera's gonna die, so I'm gonna have to come back and finish this with a new thing. Everyone else after Colin Quinn is a C tier. It's been C tiers. Okay, goes up to B tier. How about that? Everyone after Colin Quinn has been B tier. Okay, except Jimmy Fallon, he's F tier. Yeah, Jimmy Fallon F tier. Everyone else after Colin Quinn B tier. Shout out to Canada viewers. I'm wearing my Canada shirt and a Letterkenny shirt. And shout out to Happy Hour group. I don't know. My sister asked me to say that. Like always, thank you for watching. I'm Mr. Trella, and this has been...
Attention viewer, you have the chance to win your very own iconic content dispenser t-shirt. That's right, Spencer is getting rid of over half of his iconic shirts seen worn throughout his epic content, and now the opportunity to wear them is yours. Simply email your name and address to the email below for a chance to have a random one of these shirts sent to you. That's your name and home mailing address to estrella55555@gmail.com. One more time, your name and full mailing address to estrella55555@gmail.com. While supplies last, no choice guaranteed. Sizes vary from medium to extra large. Shirts may contain stains. All shirts have been washed prior to shipment. Odds of winning 1 in 300. Offer not legally binding. Spencer maintains the right to reclaim the shirt at a later date with no notice given. Email to get your very own shirt today.